Flare Network is shaping the next financial era, folks. And one of the best parts about Flare is the leadership of Hugo, folks. Look at this. This is John Squire, honored to be followed by Hugo, CEO and co founder of Flare Networks. I really like that Hugo is grounded. He's in touch with the fans, with the community, with the investors, with the developers. So this is a sign of a good project where the leadership lives by the example, folks. So look at this. Thank you for building technology that connects data, utility, and XRP, shaping the next financial era. And Hugo is one of the key elements and a vital key to the success of Flare. If Flare ultimately goes on to succeed, folks, a lot of credit can be given to Hugo for his constant commitment, constant involvement with the community, with the fans, constantly updating us with something new. So this is always great. Look at this. As I said, this Hugo again. 66.7% of minted FXRP was locked in DeFi on Friday. Nice to see that number climbing. So check this out, folks. Fraction of FXRP in DeFi is 68.1% over here. TVL overview, awesome. TVL overview. This is really great, folks. 86 million basically dollars locked, total locked FXRP. This is great, folks. Awesome. Number of transactions 387,087. Locked FXRP continues to increase. Look at this. This is September 23rd, and look at this, how much it has increased since that time. This is great, folks. This is Thanos. Give people something to do with their capital, and you can create a supply constraint. Obviously, folks, if a project, the beauty of the utility projects are the use cases. Obviously, if a token or a project, it is doing something, it is being utilized, it is always great, folks. Any downside to letting us take our FLR capital to Firelight? It is looking for utility too right now. Utility ignites scarcity. Friendly reminder, we're mostly FLR holders. Okay. Yeah, let's check this out. Panel kickoff via Thanos, Ray, and Hugo, and Vivo Power Advisor Adam Trademan. Policy, XRP utility, and what is next for Ripple products and how Flare fits into it all. Folks, Flare Network, XRP is just the beginning for Flare Network. In the future, when we talk about FDoge, when we talk about FBDC, the use case will keep on increasing when it comes to F assets. And people do not realize that F assets is just a small piece of the puzzle for Flare. It is a layer one having smart contracts, good projects being built on top of it. The developer activity is constant, and the DeFi it is building is really great as well. So, like I told you guys, that F assets is just a small part of the huge Flare ecosystem. This is Crypto Airy over here. Hugo Flare discussing XRP along with insurance for DeFi plus more. Cache the recorded space from Centora HQ account. So I went to the account and I've brought a piece for you guys. Although this is a bit long, folks, so you have to check this out yourselves, but we're going to be looking at a small piece over here to see what's new, what's happening. Hugo also talks and takes a part along with the rest of the crew over here, so let's check this out, guys. Just a moment, I do not know why. 1648, let me close this. Play the recording. Yeah, let me play the recording again. This 53 minutes long, by the way. Look at this, almost an hour long. 1646. Yeah, let's start from here.
Story. And in parallel to that, and credit to Hugo that he saw this coming before any of us, XRP is enjoying a tremendous momentum. right? Like they post the SEC ruling, and the change in administration in the US and a bunch of other things. It felt like the company that Ripple got back a lot of their innovation sea legs, and they have been super acquisitive. They have been shipping product. They have been growing like crazy. And I think, but they always have this constraint that they never experience a yield in their history, right? XRP holders. So I think unlocking a financial ecosystem for XRP that can scale. I mean, you're talking about top 5 assets, so that can scale to that size is part of the effort of what Hugo is doing with F assets and FXRP plus Project Farlight. So, and I think to his credit, he saw that coming before people were talking about it.
Yeah, Hugo, would love to hear your thoughts on this. How did you see all that come in, and how important is it now to, see the space and see the offerings that we're here to talk about today?
Oh, I think it's been basically my core belief for a long time that there needs to be a way to put underutilized assets to work. And XRP is fundamentally a very interesting asset with, a main entity within the ecosystem that is going from strength to strength. For whom I am fundamentally aware that they are more. They're building out businesses in multiple different areas, but XRP is a core interest of theirs, and you can very easily say, well, okay, if I've built out this business, then why wouldn't I put it on chain? And so, I think that's a core place that XRP is going to continue to do really well and rise up in the rankings against other tokens. So I think they've got a very interesting and good future. But I've always thought, well, okay, but if I'm holding XRP, whether as a retail holder or as an institution, there's really very little financial engineering I can do with it. I can't. I can't really borrow against it without going to a centralized counterparty. I can't use it as liquidity in a DEX to pick up that yield. I can't borrow other tokens with it that I can put to work to get further yield. And there's effectively a limited number of things to do with XRP. So that's always been my thesis that we would start with XRP and really work hard on building an XRP DeFi ecosystem, and that's what we're doing with Flare. I just want to say one of the reasons I've partnered with Jesus and Centaura on the product we're discussing today, which is Firelight, which I see as a core plank of the XRP DeFi ecosystem on Flare, is that Centaura have had an extremely good track record. To my knowledge, the vast majority of their clients are businesses. Some of the things we saw this week with regards to some of the vault curators, they're managing other people's money, but they're less so managing the money of businesses. They're using their reputation to get allocations from other people in the industry who may or may not be that financially savvy. And one of the things I really liked about Centaura is they built a very, very strong risk management platform. And the credibility of their customers demonstrates that there's been an awful lot of due diligence into what Centaura does, how their risk models work, and how they effectively manage the capital. And so I couldn't think of a better entity to build Firelight.
Look, great context there from Hugo, and very much appreciate you hopping onto this, Hugo. Look, Steve, I will have to throw this one over to you as well. We're talking a lot already in terms of scale, in terms of risk protection, and also, the impact that XRP can have along with you guys and the rest of the founders we have on stage. Would love to hear your thoughts about, how this space does evolve and what's required to continue to push it forward.
Yes, I started very early with DeFi. It was, I think, 2017 with Etherland, and now Aave. So, and then it evolves in 2020, the DeFi rush, the big hype around Pancake and Pancake Swap. Since then, I'm very deeply involved in DeFi, and I can say that now slowly the large LPs, liquidity providers coming and institutions coming and having interest to supply liquidity and let their money work. Even market makers want to actively work in the space. But the issue is generally also like, Santoro wants to fix is the insurance. We see, the balancer exploit or the banker exploit some years ago. The space is still not 100% secure, and how you can satisfy a institution provider with billions of money throwing into DeFi when you cannot insure them. Secondly, XRP needs a utility. Actually, utility, I think it's the gas token, and then you can invest and speculate on the price increasement of XRP. But as Hugo mentioned, the financial tools we have in DeFi was missing until FXRP launched, like borrowing against your asset, or even using as collateral for trading or providing liquidity to earn yields and fees on market making participations. I think it's very involving generally in DeFi, and I hope, like Jesus say, we will have much more traction, and this narrative, this cycle will be much harder, have a much harder impact to all of us. So positive impact.
Absolutely. And I think now we should definitely dive into the insurance side of all of this, and the products and the offerings that, we're looking to build out here. So for our listeners, I hope you're enjoying this one. Got a real deep dive here with the builders up on stage, and, just trying to give you that context in a content form that you might enjoy or that you can access, just audio with a bunch of builders here, experts on stage, building in exactly this industry. Look, I guess back over to Jesus here to start with. DeFi insurance has emerged as a response.
This is great, folks. I really like what Team Flare and the partners, the ones that they are connecting with, the projects that are being built on top of it, they're doing, be it Firelight or Spark. They're doing so much for XRP and DeFi in general. And folks, some people said that Flare Network won't grow only with F assets and the program that it is trying to initiate in the world of DeFi. But they do not understand that Flare Network goes way beyond this, folks. They've got their own secure enshrined oracles. They've got this huge infrastructure that they're building. So they're not merely relying on FSets or XRP and DeFi. This is a small part of it, but this small part of it is huge as well. People oftentimes take this for granted as well. This is not something really it is something that always is underappreciated or undervalued, folks, when it comes to the development that Flare is doing for XRP, for Doge in the future, for BTC. Imagine, folks, people connecting to the DeFi of BTC via FBTC. So that can be huge. This is Amy. You really can't sleep on Ripple. Chris Perkins, managing partner. His reasoning is solid. $130 billion market cap, aggressively expanding RLUSD, their USD stablecoin, on the offensive with strategic acquisitions that are happening at the moment. Bitnomial plus Hidden Road. So yeah. Current F assets status: 57 million FXRP already minted, 70% already deployed in DeFi on Flare. And the best part about all of this is, folks, that it is all community driven. They are focusing on decentralization. They're focusing on mitigating, curtailing the third parties, the intermediaries, and making the entire process trustless. Obviously, with compliance in mind as well. A good DeFi infrastructure in the future will have to be compliant. So this is great. Awesome, folks. Look at this. We think the intern had something they wanted to say. A blockchain built to connect everything. So yeah, Flare Network indeed wants to be the blockchain that connects everything, be it the DeFi, be it Oracle infrastructure, be it being a layer one to have projects being built on top of it. So this is great, folks, and a reward mechanism as well, folks. The yield, the rewards. Flare Network has one of the most best reward systems out there. People can earn passively as well while they're at it. So Flare Network is looking good, folks. Hugo is looking good, and what Hugo is doing, I think, is really great for the project. And a good leadership is always required. And this is how Flare Networks is shaping the next financial era. Are you a believer or not? I would really like your opinions. Do hit the comment box below and let the community know. Anyways, guys, this was it for the video. If you liked it, make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification icon if you're interested in utility coins and potential gems. And you can also support the channel by checking out Patreon by following the link in the description box below. Until next time, stay blessed and stay tuned. Thank you very much, everyone.